Hello and welcome back to the I Just Love Footy YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about 6 things that I want to see in Collingwood's AFL pre-season games. Of course, as a Collingwood fan, I'm super excited and intrigued about all the moving targets that we are seeing within the Collingwood team in this off-season. Albeit a selection headache for the coaches, I'm sure it's a healthy one for them. Number 1, I want to talk about Jamie Elliott. Obviously, predominantly known as a forward, tried in the midfield over the last couple of seasons, hasn't quite worked out for whatever reason that may be, as the coaching panel would see fit. This preseason, we've actually seen him swing over to the backline as a halfback flanker. Now, being 31 going 32 this season, this might be a wise decision for the coaching panel and for Jamie Elliott moving forward to add some versatility into his game, as we see Lachie Schultz and Bobby Hill and Beau McCreary and co flourish in their small forward roles. This concurrently presents an opportunity for Jeremy Howe to swing over into the forward line and create extra competition around the tall forward department. Now, I'm not saying this as a glimmer of hope. This is something I've seen at training where Elliott has gone halfback, and I have seen Jeremy Howe swing forward to accommodate each other in the moves being made. Number 1 stems right into number 2. With Elliott and Howe's proposed moves for this pre-season, it presents another opportunity for Charlie Dean, who is a tall key backman, young 6'4", who has proved himself at VFL level, however has been riddled with injuries as of late in the last couple seasons. I'm really hopeful that Charlie Dean can prove to the coaching panel in these preseason games and further accentuate conversations and consideration for Charlie Dean to be included throughout the season for Collingwood. If it works out, it will only be conducive to the coaching panel and helping them and alleviating some pressures when it comes to moving magnets across the team without robbing Peter to pay Paul, robbing the backline to pay the forward line and vice versa. Charlie Dean can initially also serve as a replacement for Nathan Murphy or Frampton if their form or injuries prevent them from playing early in the season. Naturally, that gives Charlie Dean an opportunity to prove himself quite early and to establish his position in the squad. Number 3, as some of you would have heard and seen, Beau McCreary has been tried in the middle throughout the off and pre-season thus far. I'm really keen to see how he performs under the bright lights over the next few weeks in the midfield position, obviously rotating into the forward line. With his relentless pressure acts and other intangibles that just can't be measured objectively, I think Fly wants to invite those pre-established skills and bring him into the midfield and see if those can emulate into contested possession wins, clearances, tackles resulting in free kicks for, and also a chance to sneak into the forward line as a midfielder with the skill set of already being a forward who can find a goal. Number 4, looking at our draftees in the pre-season. Firstly, I want to mention Tujath, brother of Jath from Hawthorn. Now, Tujath is a 6'1" versatile defender who has the ability to intercept, however is also a great exponent of the ball and can dance around crowded situations. Jath will probably sit behind IQ and Braden Maynard when it comes to the selection panel. It was interesting to note that Derek Hine considered Tujath to be a better prospect at his age than when CJ was coming through the ranks of the TAC system. So if that's anything to go by, maybe we do see Jath involved in the AFL system sooner rather than later. The other draftee who everyone's quite excited about is Dimitia. Mercurial, evasive, fast, can play all across the field with his mid-size being around 6 foot. I think along with his multifaceted skill set to play across the ground, his mentality, his leadership has been spoken very highly of this season thus far. It speaks leadership all over him. He also co-captained Vic Country along with Harley Reid, who ultimately went number 1 pick to the West Coast Eagles. Number 5, I want to talk about our younger big-bodied midfielders Ed Allen and Finlay McRae. Firstly, Ed, I haven't seen a whole lot of him and has predominantly featured in the VFL for the most part last season, only coming in last season of course. I will be making a concerted effort over the next few weeks to see what Ed Allen is all about. What's his distribution like? How is he below the knee as a big-bodied midfielder? Finlay McRae, what do we know about him already? We know he loves to get inside and win the ball and bring it out. We know that he's a tackling machine. The one quarrel I have with him right now is his distribution / composure. If he can correct that and gain and build confidence on that over the next 6 weeks, then I think we will be seeing him quite frequently feature in the AFL season for Collingwood. Ed and Finlay have a massive opportunity in my eyes because we've got strong-bodied midfield like Scott Pendlebury and Tom Mitchell who might need a breather throughout the season due to their older age. Or maybe there's a bit of a form slump and there's an opportunity where we need that size and maybe a bit more speed from the youth players like Ed Allen and Finlay Macrae. Lastly, the curious case that is all on our mind in our tall forward department. We're talking about Reef McInnes, Ash Johnson and Nathan Kruger. Reef McInnes being the youngest at 21, evasive, versatile, and a lot of potential moving forward. Had some really good performances in clutch games for the VFL last season. Nathan Kruger, surprisingly only 24. I would say his energy and his polarizing freight train efforts across the ground suggest that he plays well beyond his age when it comes to the physicality standpoint of the game. That really took me aback how young he actually is. Ash Johnson, 26 going 27 this season. We've got aerial capacity, long arms, and what I mean by long arms, I mean when he comes out for leading marks or when he's marking overhead, he's long and extended and makes it very hard for defenders to have impact in that marking duel. I think Ash Johnson also has the most X factor out of the three. However, this isn't going to be an easy option. I can tell this is causing coaching panel headaches. It's causing the fans headaches as to, which way we're going to go. Are we going to play one of them? We're going to play two of them? Are we going to play three of them? Are we going to rotate? Are they all going to get opportunities? Is someone going to get injured? Is Myercheck going to get injured? Is Mason Cox going to be healthy? These are all the variables that we cannot predict, and we will find out sooner rather than later. Time will tell. Even being down at training sometimes, I'm noticing coaches are flipping the magnets. Reef starts in the black team, but then after a half, Reef swaps with AJ, who was in the white team. Is that planned, or is that Fly and the coaching panel tinkering the first team versus the second team to see how, the Reefs, the AJs, the Krugers perform on different teams? All food for thought. Lastly, a bonus one, if you will. I'm keen to see Begg and Steen build on their consistent VFL performances last season. Relatively undersized for the ruck position at the moment. Maybe there's potential for them to feature this season as a ruck forward. Although I will say they're belligerently commanding presence and respect in training thus far in the preseason. So I'm keen to see how they go in the preseason games if given an opportunity. All right, that's all for today, guys. If you liked the content, please do give it a like. If you want to comment, give me your thoughts. Do you agree, disagree? Did I miss anything? And ultimately, if you want to stick around, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.